Welcome, one and all, to Scotch and Smoke Rings episode 514. I believe it is. This is your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn. No. It's 518. This is your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn here, as always, with suspenders set to maximum stun. Having a few technical difficulties that I'm trying to work my way through. I installed a brand new hard drive on my computer, and that required unplugging everything that was plugged into it at the time. Hold on one second here. Your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn. Okay, good. It sounds all right. Anyway, it required unplugging everything that was plugged in at the time, and that included my audio mixer. And so it has taken me a good hour or so trying to figure out how to get everything plugged back in the way it was so that we have audio from the game on this computer being sent to this computer and from the microphone being sent to this computer, all mixed correctly into OBS. It's been a bit of a nightmare. But got it all working again according to my test. As long as you can hear me, we're good to go. All right, everyone's in the chat. Hey, hi, hello, Ox. Wish I had some scotch, says Digital Apple. William Hernandez is here. Hey, he says. Michael says, hey, Ox, I'm so glad to relax tonight with you, my man. I feel the exact same way. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Yeah, my dose of Oxhorn was really low today, says Braden. Well, hopefully we can do something about that. Zar2 is in the chat. Good evening, Oxhorn in chat. He says, good to see you, Zar2. Nerdy Loki says, hey, boss, are we going to hashtag shamelessly self-promote the Discord? Yes. Okay, so the fine folks over on the Oxhorn Discord server have correctly been saying that I haven't been talking about the Discord server as much as I should. So just so that everybody knows, we do have an Oxhorn Discord server. I don't show up very often onto it because, I'm busy making videos. But on the Discord server, we talk about Fallout, we talk about other games, and, community. Because community is, great. So here you go. Here's the link to the Oxhorn Discord server. discordapp.com/invite/Oxhorn. It's also linked in every single video I publish, in the description of every single video I publish. So if you want to join our Discord server to hang out with like-minded individuals who like to talk about Fallout and other things, here's the link again. Let me put it in that chat box. Oh, look at that. It's a big old link right there to the Discord server. We have many of the Discord mods in the chat today, and they're going to be chatting with all of you tonight. So there you go. If you want to join us, you are more than welcome. Eyes Codal says, will you be playing Infinite after this one? I will. Don't worry. I've already bought it. It's rigged up on my machine. As soon as we finish Bioshock 2, we'll move on to Infinite. Welcome new member, Jay Bennett. Thank you very much, Jay Bennett. Good to have you on the program today. Thank you for becoming a member. Prower says, I just bought a house. Here's a little tip. It won't be much. Well, look, if you just bought a house, I feel you, man. I feel you. You're going to be biting that coin for quite some time. So thank you very much for the kindness. I appreciate it. Love your videos, Ox, says William Hernandez. Thank you, William Hernandez. Good having you on the program today. Okay. Now, to talk about the week, we've got a lot of great content. Hold on, I'm going to clean my glasses. They're a little fuzzy. I don't wear them very often, but they do help. They do help. So, I hope you enjoyed my video on Broken Steel that I published earlier this week. Shock Value. We covered the quest called Shock Value, and we went into Old Only, which has a number of new locations if you have Broken Steel installed. I had already done a video on Old Only in the past, but we didn't cover the Broken Steel locations within Old Only, until my video 2 days ago, I believe it was. Or was it yesterday? I forget. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It has to be one of my favorite interiors in Fallout 3 that we got to explore. That big 5-story ruined building. It was just one of the most beautiful and treacherous and dangerous places to explore. I loved it. It's a great interior, so that was a lot of fun. We've got more Broken Steel in the future. After this, we're going to be going towards the presidential metro, and I think the presidential metro is one of my absolute favorite locations in the entire game. So I can't wait to share that with all of you. That's not going to be this week, though. It's probably going to be next week. This week, we've got some Fallout 2 and Fallout 76 content to get through. The Dark Seraph says, if you think swimming with dolphins is expensive, you should see the price for swimming with the sharks. That one cost me, wait for it, an arm and a leg. Thank you, the Dark Seraph. It wouldn't be Scotch and Smoke Rings without you here, my friend. Hey, well, thank you very much for the tip, Sojika Killa. Much appreciated. Anyway, so yeah, lots of wonderful Broken Steel to look forward to. I can't wait to get into the presidential metro. The thing with Broken Steel from here on out, it's not a lot of talking. It's a lot of exploring, just a ton of exploring. So if you were looking for just a video that kind of sums up Broken Steel, the quest, and what happens, I mean, I could do that in a 15-minute video. But the next several Broken Steel videos are all going to be about location exploring, including the remains of the White House. So hope you're looking forward to that. We've got Fleet Master Michael in the chat. Ox, good job. Job on not starting off muted. Yeah, well, I had been working on it before the program started, so I was prepared this time. Brett says, I know you're jealous of my computer case. Thanks for the great Discord shout out. You're welcome, Brett. Brett is one of our many excellent mods on Discord. He was sharing with me earlier a photograph of his new PC case. I'm sure if you hop onto Discord and ask nicely, he'll be happy to share it with you in general chat of Discord. It's pretty cool. It's a Vault-Tec themed PC case. I was indeed jealous. Nicely done, Brett. But Fallout 2 is the next video. It's the one I'm working on right now. And next in New Reno is Golgotha. If you've been wondering what one of the darkest places in the entirety of Fallout 2 is like, well, stay tuned for my next video on Golgotha. We'll be publishing Golgotha, the new railroad, I'm sorry, not railroad, the new Reno graveyard called Golgotha. We'll be publishing that video on Saturday. That'll be Saturday's video, about a 40-minute video. We get to dig up graves, we get to drop landmines down graves and murder people, and it's going to be crazy. So stay tuned for that. Then I've got a Fallout 76 video for Sunday that I'm going to try to get done. No promises. I nearly killed myself getting my Vault 51 video done for last Sunday. But I got it done. Man, it racked me, but I got it done. A lot of sleepless nights. And this week has been a lot easier. Though I am looking forward to bed tonight. It's been a long day already. It's been a long day, not because of work, but because of the dentist. I have had to go to the dentist twice in the past 2 weeks. Last week I went to the dentist. Okay, so I'm probably going to bore you now, but I'll risk it. Nathan Brown with a tip. Thank you very much, Nathan Brown. So if you're a child of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, if you went to the dentist as a young child and you had cavities, they filled them in with this liquid silver stuff. And apparently this metallic silver filling, they didn't know it at the time, but it expands over time. As the decades go on, this silver in your teeth slowly pushes your teeth apart until they crumble. I had no idea until I went to the dentist. Prower says, the house was built in 1902. It is the oldest thing I've owned. Well, congratulations on the new home buy. Older houses like that were built with the types of cut of lumber that you can't get anymore. So you probably bought a nice house with good old bones. Those are hard to come by. So good on you, my friend. Kilo says, how many ghouls does it take to change a light bulb? None. They hang around a glowing one. Love the videos. Been watching for years. Cheers, Ox. Cheers, Kilo77. That of course is accurate. They wouldn't be changing light bulbs, would they? Anyway, so I went to the dentist and they said, man, you've got these hairline fractures all up in your teeth. And I said, oh no, is that bad? And they're like, yeah, your teeth are going to shatter. I'm like, oh, well, let's do something about it. So they only found like two fractures in my teeth. But I had like a dozen or more teeth as a child when I had cavities that had been filled in with this silver stuff. And I said, just rip it all out. I don't care. Just take it all out. I don't want any more of that silver in my mouth. Replace it with resin. And this resin is cool because it acts like a glue. It not only fills in the gaps that were created by the silver, but it like sucks them together. The silver pushes them apart. The resin sucks them together. So last week they did this half of my face, the top and the bottom. I couldn't talk for a day and a half. This week they did this half of my face. It was 2 days ago. No, it was yesterday. Yeah, I recorded the audio for my Golgotha video early yesterday morning because I knew I was going to the dentist. I went to the dentist. They numbed up my entire face. They cut out all this horrible silver stuff, replaced it with this resin. And then yesterday and today I've been editing the audio for my Golgotha video. Finished the audio today, working on the video now. I'll probably be working on the video for tomorrow as well, but I will have it done in time for Saturday. But yeah, lots of dentist stuff. So my mouth is just all sorts of crazy. So what the best way to take care of a mouth that's all sorts of crazy is with all sorts of scotch. Today we're drinking some 10-year-old Glen Collins single malt Scotch whiskey. Here's the $1 million noise. This is the noise I know you all show up for. Here we go. That's right. Ah. Cheers, everybody who came today. Good to have you here. So pleased that you're here. Cheers. Josh says, Oxhorn, here's to help pay for the dentist. I've had 8 fillings in my life. My last set were to replace some I got when I was young. Well, thank you. Wow, that's extremely kind. Yeah, I had to replace every single filling in my mouth over the span of the last 2 weeks. It's not been fun, but it's all done. Won't have to worry about that again. Jay Bennett says, yes, Ox, I've had that happen to 3 teeth so far. I'm 36. I'm 37. I'm not far ahead of you, but it's like now it's happening. All of my teeth, all of my cavities happened when I was a young boy, probably 8 or 9. That's when I had all the fillings put in. And it's taken all these years for my teeth to start to shatter because all this stupid silver they put in my mouth. Max says, have a great night, Ox. Have to head to bed for work. Love your stuff. Keep up the amazing work. Fallout 2 has been great and funny. Well, I'm so glad that you've been enjoying it because I got demonetized in my last video. That's right. Our last Fallout 2 video was so vulgar, so gross, so incomprehensible, so just awful that YouTube decided that I did not deserve to make money for that video. So they demonetized that video. I pitched a fit with my YouTube guy. I've been talking with him, and the funny thing is he actually agrees with me. But, you know, his hands are tied. And, you know, that's what you do. You work for YouTube. You have a few YouTubers as your clients, so to speak, that you talk to. And I'm sure you just humor them. Why did they demonetize me? Blah, blah, blah. And the poor YouTube guy sits there going, yes, I don't know. Man, that's horrible. I'm with you on that one. I don't understand. I wish I could do something. My hands are tied. If only I had more power at YouTube to actually do something, but no. Now, my YouTube rep is actually a really nice guy. He's a good guy, and he's responsive to my emails, but there's only so much power that he's got, and he can't do everything. So, to be fair, it was the video about becoming a porn star in New Reno. To be fair, I did sit there and spend 5 minutes reading off porno names. Reading off porn star names. Like, what were some of them? Arnold Swollen, member? And a Georgia O'Keeffe. I know. It was in the game. What do you want me to do, right? I have to accurately depict what's in the game, and I'm sitting here reading a list of 30 some odd porn star names like Arnold Swollen, member. And what do? Do I censor it? What? I had to say it. And I got demonetized. So I'm just glad that one is over with. so I don't have to do the Golden Globes porn studio episode ever again. And hopefully things will be tame now. Things will get calmer in Fallout 2. Gosh, this game from 1998. Man, I cover Rage 2. I've even streamed Outlast on this channel, for crying out loud. And Outlast 2. And I don't have any problems. But do a video about a game from 1998 that's an over-the-top isometric game with like no nudity and everything is pixels. And you get demonetized for not being advertiser friendly, right? Leave it to Interplay. Oh my gosh. Jordan says, just tried my first monkey shoulder. Not bad, but I plan you move on better scotches. Thank you for being the inspiration. You are indeed welcome, Jordan. Pleasure to help out. Here's one more Fallout dad joke, says Kilo77. How does a super mutant behemoth get around the Alaskan wasteland on his super sledge? I shouldn't. That's not funny. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing. It's not humorous. Super sledge. It works. Okay, I'll give that to you. It works. Oh my gosh. I'm really looking forward to tonight. I haven't played Bioshock 2 in 2 weeks because last week we had the 4th of July, so I didn't get a chance to play any Bioshock 2. Still, I mean, it was a blast. I spent a lot of time with the family. We shut off fireworks. This is the first 4th of July that I think my kids are going to remember because we did like a legit family ritual. We pulled out the plywood, put it in the yard, waited till the sun was down, set out the fireworks. You know, the kids got to pick the one they wanted to do. We would light the punks until they were glowing hot and the kids playing with sparklers. And then when it was time, we just did them one after another. And the kids had a blast. My daughter didn't like the whistling ones. You know, the ones that, the whistling ones. She didn't like those. They were too noisy. But the rest of them were fine. My son loved the mortars. You know, those ones with the little tube. And you've got the golf ball sized explosive with a huge fuse. And you kind of throw it down the tube until it hits the bottom and you to light the fuse. Those booms. Oh, my son, he loved them. They were just great. All right, it's time to light something on fire. We're already, 18 minutes into the show, and I haven't set anything on fire yet? That's not right. Let's rectify that. Deuteronomous says Fallout 2 should be mostly back to business after all that. Yeah. I've already finished recording all the footage for New Reno, and after that, it's pretty much back to business. Jason Fisher says, Seahawks, I feel bad you lost money on that vid, but you asked for it, Mr. Swollen Member. I know. I saw Arnold Swollen Member as an option, and I had to choose it. You got to go with Arnold Swollen Member. When you see all of the other options there, oh, that's the one. Josh says, Ox, did you feel the earthquakes Thursday and Friday? No, I didn't actually. I read all about the earthquakes, but I didn't feel a thing. I mean, I am in Washington, and that's quite a ways from California. I mean, we share a coast, but I didn't feel any of the earthquakes that I read about. Max Doolin says, here, Ox, take this for your Fallout 2 demonetization. You're my favorite YouTuber. Keep being you. Thank you, Max. I appreciate it. I can't complain. I mean, I've been doing this for how long, and I've published how many hundreds of videos, and this is really the first one that gets demonetized for being too vulgar for YouTube. It's a Fallout 2 video. All right, I guess I can't complain. Thank you, though. Ethan says, I hope you're ready, Oxhorn. You were about to start a boss battle. I was? When I left off in Bioshock 2? Oh, man, I don't even know where I was. Okay, well, I'm sure we'll try. I'll do my best. Jesse, with a tip, 2 tips. Thank you very much, Jesse. Very kind. That guy says, hey, Oxford, I never thought about playing VR on the channel. I did once, a couple years ago. When Fallout 4 VR came out, I streamed the entire game beginning to end, siding with the Brotherhood of Steel VR from my garage. This was back in my old house. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was awkward. It was really weird to get used to at first. But then, once you get used to it, it was so bizarre when it began to feel natural to turn your head to examine a filing cabinet instead of, holding E and all of that. It was weird. Playing Fallout 4 VR is a very unique experience. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. Brad Buzz says, consider this monetization of that video. I really enjoyed. Well, thank you, Brett. It's very kind. Very kind of you guys to help on out. Teost Mine says, a true gentleman uses a match to light his cigar. Swine. I know it. I mean, I get one of those. I get one of those comments every single week. I'm not going to explain it again. I explained the science behind it. I'm not going to do it again. Jesse says, hey, Oxhorn, longtime fan, first time super chatter. Just wanted to say thank you for all your content, especially your Fallout videos and streams. Well, Jesse, you are indeed welcome. Thank you very much for watching for as long as you have and for the super chat. Celestria Eversong says, in your video on Vault 51, I think your speculation on the last terminal you gain access to at 105 is incorrect. I think that Zax kept those entries worshipping him because he has developed a god complex. Oh, you think so? Well, they were dated. I mean, that's interesting, though, because they were dated 2078, if I recall. It was June 2078. So by then, I mean, it had been 24 years since that particular user had written those messages, and yet Zax had kept them for all of those years. But then the same thing could be said for any terminal entry that Zax decided to keep. We also have to remember, every single piece of content in the vault Zax chose to put behind an overseer rank gate. Not only did he decide to keep it all, but he decided to put it behind a rank gate so that the next overseer would have to, prove himself and be worthy before being allowed to read all of that information. Now, can we read too much into that? I don't know. On one hand, you have to look at it from a game perspective. You've got game designers trying to tell a story. Wouldn't be much of a story if Zax just deleted everything, like he likely would have if he was truly a sentient AI. He wouldn't want any of that kept around for someone to stumble upon. So, but going beyond that, if we did have to explain it by him choosing to allow that stuff to be there, maybe you're right. Maybe he was beginning to get a bit of a god complex. This guy with a tip. Thank you, this guy. This guy right here. Man, this guy. He's doing it right. Thank you, this guy. Quint Slough says, hiya, Oxhorn. How you doing? Great Fallout 2 vid. Sorry to hear you got demonetized. I know, but it's not the end of the world. We will push through. And I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Jesse M's has been a fan of the Fallout series since I was a kid. Even have a full sleeve on my left arm that's Fallout themed, ranging from T60 suit, NCR Ranger suit, etc. Apologize for the split super chats. No worries, Jesse. No worries. So you have a Fallout sleeve. That sounds fascinating. Well, good to have you on the program, my friend. William says, Oxhorn, have you ever played Halo? And if so, did you like it? I think I played 1 or 2 matches of Halo. I don't know which Halo it was, Halo 1 or 2. Years ago, back when I was a kid. I don't have very strong memories of it, but I do know that my wife was fond of Halo. Really fond of Halo back in the day. She played it a lot with her siblings when she was younger. So she's the big Halo fan in the family. See, this is what happens. I get to talking, and the cigar goes out. Welcome, new member, Chaz Azul. Rachel says, hey, Oxhorn, I know you've talked about it before, but do you think Myron is telling the truth about creating Jet? And what are the lore implications if so? Great question. I don't know how to answer that yet. And the reason I don't know how to answer that yet is because I did a bit of sleuthing, and turns out that even if you never get the information you need from Myron to create an antidote for Jet from Dr. Troy, turns out if you never do that and you go to San Francisco and you talk with the She, they have an antidote for Jet. If the creator of Jet, Myron, I know I'm getting into tinfoil hat, conspiracy territory now, but indulge me. If Myron, the creator of Jet, didn't even think of an antidote for it until the Chosen One proposes the idea to him, how could there be a working antidote for Jet being sold by the She in San Francisco? The entire point of the Jet Antidote quest is that you are saving the people of Redding by working with Dr. Troy in Vault City to create an antidote for Jet. So it shouldn't have made its way all the way to San Francisco. But even if you never do that quest and you never even talk with Myron, you can find a Jet Antidote for sale, which means that antidote must have been already available, which means Jet had already been available. Does this mean that Jet, even by the standards of Fallout 2, is a pre-war chem? And then Myron is lying? Maybe. I'm going to be delving into this later. I know it's going to be much later. I really want to get through Fallout 2 first before I start getting into the tinfoil hat territory. But, there are some other issues. People complain about finding Jet in pre-war containers in Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. What if I were to tell you that you found Jet in pre-war containers in Fallout 2? How would you react to that? That's the thing. All right, so I don't want to, pull the rug out from under myself or get too crazy, but yeah, it's complicated. The other thing that's really tricky is that Myron, he does know a lot about creating Jet. If you sit down and just talk with him about it, he clearly made it. Like, he's the guy who made Jet. The big question is, did he invent it, or as a capable boy genius scientist, did he stumble upon a pre-war recipe for Jet and then take credit for inventing it? Had it already been invented, but most of the Jet had already been consumed by the time of the events of Fallout 2, and so there were no samples lying around except in maybe pre-war containers. Then Myron comes around, finds the recipe, the pre-war recipe for Jet, and then starts creating it for the Mordino family and says, hey, by the way, I invented it. Possibility. We'll get into all that later. There's a lot to get through. Welcome, new member, Jesse M. Silestra says, I think he developed a god complex as a result of his task to choose an overseer, taking it too far. That's why he has chosen to stick with the murder sport. It serves to feed into his complex. It's possible. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that, though, because when you listen to him talking to Reuben Gill, he genuinely is excited about Gill becoming the overseer. In that first holotape when he's talking to Reuben Gill, he wakes Reuben up in the morning. It's a sunny day. He's like, hello, wake up, Reuben. Time to do your overseer duties. He's really excited that his experiment has concluded and produced an overseer so that finally the overseer can get to work. It was with great disappointment that he learned that his experiment had failed and that Reuben Gill was not a good overseer candidate, that he was just a poor overseer. I genuinely think, it's in his programming that he has to find an overseer, and he's got to come up with his own internal thought process for doing so. Now, he did make a mistake with this, deathmatch thing, and then he made it again by deciding that they just needed more powerful weapons. Why did he do that? Was it part of a god complex? I don't know, maybe. But part of me thinks that he's just really trying to pick the best overseer, and he took what Sergeant Bob said incorrectly. Sergeant Bob says that a leader is born from a crisis. A leader, through crisis, just takes command and takes charge. And he respected Sergeant Bob. Sergeant Bob was really one of the only people of the vault that he... I don't know. I kind of got the impression that Zax felt an affinity with Sergeant Bob, because after all, he was programmed to learn from Sergeant Bob. So Vault-Tec put Sergeant Bob in an advisory role over Zax to teach Zax about something. And Zax, therefore, might have thought that Sergeant Bob had some sort of moral or, ethical truth within himself that he could then use as a model for a good overseer. For Zax even said, if I had to choose an overseer now, Sergeant Bob, you would be the best overseer. He admired Sergeant Bob. And perhaps it was through that admiration of Sergeant Bob that he decided, well, if Sergeant Bob says that a leader is born through crisis, that must be true, full stop. Therefore, we will continue to give the Vault Dwellers crises in order for a true leader to emerge. So I don't know. I don't think I buy the idea that he had his own god complex. I think that the mad ravings that we read about in that last terminal, I do think those came from the shocked mind of the person who wrote them. I don't really think it has anything to do with Zax. I think he genuinely wants to pick the best overseer, but he's a computer, He's limited by his own programming. Matthew says, good evening, Oxhorn. I hope you're as excited as I am for Wolfenstein in a few weeks. I'm curious to see how the new story unfolds. We see the U.S. is liberated, but Nazis remain. Excited for lore. Well, I don't know how that came about. I mean, by the time we finish with Colossus, I don't want to do any big spoilers, but the Nazis are still in power at the end of Colossus. Sure, they took over, Blazkowicz came back from the dead practically and on live television and murdered what's her face. So that could have been the start of a revolution, but then this takes place, 21 years after the events of Colossus. So we're going to be learning what happened in that time. It could there have been a revolution that overthrew the Nazi regime? Looks like that's what happened. We need to figure out how exactly that happened. We live streamed all of the Wolfenstein games on this channel. So when Youngblood comes out, we'll tackle that as well. Chaz Alt says, my last name is pronounced Alt like the keyboard key, but that's okay, lol. I'm just finally glad to be a member. Oh, it's good to have you as a member. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. I do that all the time, and I'll keep on doing it. It's by accident. It's not on purpose, but just bear with me. The Dark Seraph says, how could a 14-year-old brat kid produce a drug in an inhaler post-war? Well, how could Mozart be a virtuoso, musical genius? It's one of those things where, if we can suspend our disbelief enough to believe that there are such things as, kid geniuses, then, Myron, for some reason, could be this brilliant chemist that invented jet. Now, where in this post-apocalypse did he learn how to become one? That's never explained. At least I don't think it's ever explained in the story. Perhaps he was raised by a Vault-Tec scientist or something. Who knows? Legendary Scourge 98. Thank you very much for the tip, Legendary Scourge. Ooh, Stream Slayer says, the only hole in that Myron story is if he stumbled upon the pre-war recipe, how did none of the pre-war ghouls remember/know of jet? Perhaps it was an experimental drug used only by the military. Maybe, but if we recall, by the time the events of Fallout 3, there is a ghoul in a metro station who is making jet, Ultra Jet. He uses sugar bombs to make Ultra Jet. So, do we believe that this goal, it was Murphy. Was it Murphy? I think it was Murphy. Do we say that Murphy somehow found out about Jet all the way on the West Coast? Maybe heard about Myron, found Myron's recipes, and those came all the way to the East Coast. Possible. I mean, it was decades between those two events, but that's a lot of territory to be crossed during that time. Or is he remembering the Jet of his childhood before the bombs dropped? He is, after all, a ghoul. And therefore, he is able to create Ultra Jet. I don't know. There's a lot to think about with this whole conundrum. Perhaps it was an experimental drug used only by the military. Maybe. Maybe it was an experimental drug used only by the military. However, he continues, there's no pre-war ghoul in any Fallout game, to my knowledge, who was actively in the military, so it's possible nobody remembers Jet. Maybe. We still have to tackle that whole Murphy situation. Chazalt says, in your video talking about Nuketown, USA, you found a terminal talking about how a doctor went to Europe because of Europe being warring city-states. Couldn't he have went as a doctor without borders? A video on Nuketown, USA, you found a terminal talking about how a doctor went to Europe because of Europe being warring city-states. So it's been a while since I've done my series on Nuka World. I don't recall this terminal that you're talking about. Is this the one in Brad Burton's office? Now, Europe was warring at the time. Europe had descended, according to the prologue to Fallout 1, into a series of warring feudal city-states that were fighting over fossil fuel remnants. All of Europe and the Middle East had become that by the events of Fallout 1. Or before the war, actually. Before the bombs dropped in 2077. But if that's the case, then there wouldn't be a Doctors Without Borders plan. I mean, there wouldn't be that program in place to share doctors across the pond if Europe had dissolved, basically. They're fighting for coal and gasoline. So, I don't know. Interesting thought. Taz says, Ox, you're going to be doing another detective series now that you're done with the Obra Dinn. I don't know. Probably not for a while. I want to focus on Broken Steel and Fallout 2 right now. Get these kind of knocked out. I want to ramp out my Fallout 76 videos. I kind of took a break on Fallout 76 videos after I finished my series on the Ash Heap. I want to get back into that. I got a number of ideas for Fallout 76. I'm doing a Friday live stream, so tomorrow we're going to be doing a live stream of The Sinking City, continuing with that detective game. So if you want to get your fix for detective games, tune into my live stream tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning for The Sinking City. I believe we're on day 3 or day 4. Day 3, I think, of The Sinking City. But no, I don't have another detective-style game to replace L.A. Noire or Obra Dinn just yet. Shard says, Oxhorn, how did Kate get her Irish accent? How did Moriarty get his Irish accent? There's even a traveler in Fallout 1, something the Celt. He even calls himself Patrick the Celt. I think it's Patrick the Celt. There's a wanderer that you can find as a random encounter in Fallout 1 that not only speaks with a thick Irish brogue, but you can sit by his campfire and sing Irish songs with him. So, Irish accents have been in the Fallout series all the way at Fallout 1, but that doesn't answer the question. How did they get there? 200 years after the bombs dropped in 2077, civilized world is gone. You know, transatlantic shipping is probably gone, and yet somehow we're getting people from Ireland. Quinlan has a thick British accent, too. I mean, it's not just Moriarty and Patrick the Celt and Kate. Quinlan has got a thick British accent. I mean, I suppose it's always possible that there are communes in America of people from specific cultures that all stayed together and intermarried within their own group for 200 years, maintaining a thick regional accent. But for it to not have evolved at all over 200 years is the strange thing. I mean, accents evolve pretty quickly, especially if they're not supported by exposure to other people of that accent. So really the only explanation is that either Kate or Kate's parents did come from Ireland. It could have been that she learned her accent from her parents, having spent a lot of time with them as a child. But even then, when children are raised, they take on the accents of their peers, not their parents, which is why when immigrants come into a country, the first generation will have really hard time adapting, and they'll maintain the thick accents of their homeland. But their children, even that next generation, will fit in like nothing. They take on the accent of their peers, the people they go to school with, which means that for Kate to have a thick Irish accent, she must have been raised around other children like her that had a thick Irish accent. Interesting to think about. Is there transatlantic trade and commerce and ships going back and forth? It would be really interesting to learn more about, other continents besides North America after the bombs dropped. But we talk about this in every broadcast of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Wouldn't it be nice to see what's going on in Europe? Sure. Wouldn't it be nice to see what's going on in Canada or in China? Sure. Wouldn't it be nice? Chazald says it was in the first aid building. I meant since they had dissolved, he could have went. Like how our doctors go to help third world countries. Okay, so you're talking before the war, a doctor in pre-war America having left to go to Europe to help out over there because they were all warring city-states. I see. Yeah, I don't recall that particular terminal entry. I'll have to read up on it a bit. Parker says, you have all the Fallout helmets. Nah, not really. I've got the 4 that I like, but I don't have Hellfire. I don't have the Captain Cosmos, which I know is a Creation Club item, but still. What else do I not have? I've got T60, T45, T51, and Exo 1. I'm missing Hellfire. I feel like I'm missing another Enclave one there. Oh, I'm missing Excavator. I don't have Excavator. I don't have Raider. I don't know of any others. I can't think of any others right now. The Dark Seraph says there is shipping and trading in Fallout. Remember the Point Lookout DLC had a working boat? And even in Far Harbor, transatlantic trade isn't so far-fetched. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, travel down the coastline to get from Washington, D.C. to Point Pleasant. That's not too far. You're staying close to shore. Also, to get from Massachusetts to the island, to Bar Harbor, to Acadia, also not that far. But for those same vessels, I mean, even if we took those same vessels and thought about going all the way from Boston to London or, Falmouth or something like that, that's a huge voyage. I mean, weeks. Wouldn't it be weeks at sea? I mean, big tankers or, shipping vessels and cruise ships, they could make that in a shorter amount of time. But for a little rinky-dink fishing boat, couple weeks at least, right? That's if you're lucky. If people even remembered how to navigate. We have to remember there's no navigation, so if they were trying to go from the East Coast all the way to London, they'd have to navigate by stars. We're going all the way back to Columbus days here. I don't know. I don't know. Jesse says, hey, Ox, after completing Fallout 2, have you toyed around with the idea of doing a full faction history series, how they each started, etc.? I like Brotherhood of Steel, Enclave, NCR, and so on. That's an interesting thought. I haven't finished Fallout 2, though. I finished everything in New Reno. I have all that footage recorded and ready to finish, put into a series. But that's where it stops. I haven't played the game beyond that. I know a little bit of what to expect. I've read ahead about some things, but not about a lot because I don't want to spoil it for myself too. But yeah, I've got a lot of content to get through. Not only do I need to finish Fallout 2, but I need to start and finish Fallout Tactics, and I haven't even started the full story of Fallout 4 yet. So I could go through that, and I need to do Far Harbor. There's a lot to do, but when it's all said and done, yeah, there's a lot of interesting content I could make like that, just doing a big history series on each faction. That would be a lot of fun. Roland says, hey, Oxhorn, when are you going to play Far Cry 5? Well, I'm putting it on the back burner for now. I'm enjoying The Sinking City, and it's a good, fun detective game that can replace L.A. Noire and the Obra Dinn, which we recently finished. So I'm going to continue with The Sinking City for now. Then we also have Wolfenstein the Young Blood, which is coming out soon, and I want to make sure that we cover that as a new game on this channel as well. So probably going to be tackling Far Cry 5 after Wolfenstein the Young Blood and The Sinking City. So it's probably going to be a few months out before we tackle Far Cry 5. Brad Buzz says people didn't even know if anything was out west, and they made the journey. True, but they also had thousands of years of maritime history that they could build upon. We're talking about a post-apocalypse. We're talking about people who are they're rebuilding everything from scratch. So whereas Columbus and other seafaring explorers went out west using technology that their cultures had spent thousands of years developing, we've got a bunch of guys in Boston who have had 200 years to try and rebuild sea navigation. Piecing together ships from old bits and pieces and parts that they'd found. That said, the Brotherhood, it still has a Zeppelin. They've got they built Liberty Prime, right? When it comes to some factions, I'm sure that transatlantic navigation isn't going to be that big of an issue. They built a Zeppelin. They were able to travel from the capital wasteland all the way to Boston. I'm sure they would have an easy time getting to London with the Zeppelin. But Zeppelins aside, I don't know. Wayne says, we named the printer at work Bob Marley. It was always jamming. I can hear it now. Sargothi says, haven't stopped bugging you to play This War of Mine. No, you haven't, have you? Yeah, I'll have to look into it. As you can see, I've got a lot on my plate, and there are a lot of games people are requesting that I play. But you never know. Maybe This War of Mine will fall in there one of these days. I think this is like my second sip of scotch. I've been talking this entire time. Cheers. Binary Ghost says Liberty Prime could just walk to Europe. He probably could. No, he'd sink. He'd sink like a rock. He could just stand on a barge and will himself there through the sheer force of his patriotism. That would work. Mr. Skullhammer with a tip. Thank you very much. TJ says those Brotherhood of Steel airships got destroyed by a storm on land when going from California to Chicago. So crossing the Atlantic with those would be problematic. Yeah, that's another thing. They had a really hard time. So he's talking about the events of Fallout Tactics. And at the very beginning, this isn't a big spoiler. At the very beginning of Fallout Tactics, we learned that the Brotherhood of Steel at Lost Hills sent an expedition east towards the East Coast, but the Zeppelins that they equipped their soldiers with crashed in Chicago. That's why the events of Fallout Tactics take place in Chicago. But you're right, if they had such a hard time going over land, I mean, who knows what's out at sea. Plus, we have to imagine, just think about Fallout New Vegas for a moment. The Divide, right? We have all of these crazy, almost supernatural weather problems to deal with. Rad storms on the East Coast. We've got the Divide. We've got twisters and tornadoes over Texas, according to Cassidy in Fallout 2, talking about twisters the size of cities and stuff. We've got post-apocalyptic radiation weather to deal with. And now all of that's on land. We're not even talking about crazy radiation-fueled tsunamis out at sea. Lord knows what sort of thing the seafarer would have to deal with. I'd be interested to learn more. Lane says, hey, can you play some Fallout right now? I would, but we're on a schedule. We're doing Bioshock 2. This is day 4 of Bioshock 2. I've already streamed Bioshock 1 on this channel, and now it's time that I sit down and get through the rest of Bioshock. And I'm looking forward to it. I've been enjoying myself. You know, a lot of people have been telling me that Bioshock 2 wasn't, as good as Infinite or 1. But, I remember playing Bioshock 1, and all of the improvements they did on the gameplay in Bioshock 2 were welcome. So I'm having more fun playing Bioshock 2 right now than I did playing Bioshock 1. Michael says, you play whatever you want, Daddy Ox. Man, don't call me Daddy Ox, please. Just don't. But I will play whatever I want. Thank you very much for your faith in my game selection abilities. Josh says, I can only imagine radicanes instead of hurricanes. Yeah. Radicanes, radnamis. All sorts of crazy weather stuff that we got going on with radiation. Who knows what kind of sea beasts are lurking in the Atlantic, right? If radiation and a little bit of FEV can make, Grafton Monster and the Snallygaster and Deathclaws and Yaogwai and two-headed bears or two-headed cows, what lurks in the oceans of the Fallout universe? Maybe transatlantic travel is just completely impossible because of some hitherto unknown sea beast that just swallows ships whole. A rad kraken? There's a lot to worry about. Oh, no. I don't want this to become a thing, guys. Daddy Ox? No, we're stopping this right now. Jay Bennett, no hashtag Daddy Ox. This is going to nip this in the butt. Oh, I should have not said anything. Oxhorn, when's the next Broken Steel upload, says Captain Tusk. Probably going to be next week sometime. Next week. We'll be going to the Presidential Metro, which will be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. Eric the Red says, the dolphin sharks you find in Fallout 4 are any indication, sea travel probably would be lethal. That's true. We see the dolphin sharks in Fallout 4. So, God, what else is there? I'm really interested now. I want to see what's in the oceans of the Fallout universe. Cool Pumas says, just got here. I can now legally drink. Any recommendations on what I should give a try? I have really enjoyed rum and whiskey so far. Well, I mean, that's all you need. That's all you need, really. rum and whiskey. It's all I drink. Vodka? I haven't had good experiences with vodka. Anything you can see through, don't trust it. Just don't trust it. Gin? Oh, I can't even touch gin. A little bit of wine every now and then, sure. Good beer is fine. If you're going to do a beer, make it a nice dark beer. Maybe a Belgian beer. Those are good beers. But yeah, a little bit of whiskey is good. Scotch, it's gonna be, peaty. Right? It's like putting a campfire in your mouth. But, you chat. This chat is just against me right now. Doggone it, I should have kept my mouth shut. Rachel says, any new props, Ox? Also, if you split your top car shelf, adding an additional shelf above your cars, you can have twice as many cars. Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use bricks. I'm going to use bricks and wooden planks and stuff to kind of make different levels over there so I can have more cars. But I don't have an extra shelf to put up there. Plus, if I did put a shelf above my car shelf, the light would be cut out. I'd have to install another series of lights beneath it. But no, I don't have any new props yet. I'm thinking about it. I've got a few on the way. Daddy Ox says, so guys, we did it. Thank you. Charles Borden says, hey, Big Daddy Ox. All right, you know what? Hey, guess what? It's almost time to play Bioshock 2. Couple more questions, then we're going to get to the video game. Thank God. I'm so sorry, says Michael Leach. Oh, geez. Oh, dear Lord. All right, let's get that Bioshock 2 music going. Oh, I can't hear it. There we go. Okay, so it's not playing. Ethan H says, Big Daddy Ox is an appropriate title for this playthrough. That's true. It is. It is Bioshock 2. Big Daddy. Okay. Mr. Skullhammer says, hey, Oxhorn, are you going to do the quest those in Fallout 3? Yeah. Once we finish Broken Steel, we'll, of course, go through all of Fallout 3 and finish everything that we missed, including those and Temple of the Union and a couple other things before we finish everything in the game. Captain Tusk says, also, where'd you get the X1 Power Armor Helmet? Etsy. There are a number of wonderful creators on Etsy who will scratch build props from the Fallout universe. I got all of those except for the T-51 on Etsy. Transgal Gaming with a tip. Thank you, Transgal Gaming. Deuteronomy says, just stop. You don't need any more props. Everyone needs to stop at some point. Only so much space in the house. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's a problem. It's a problem. I'm working on it. All right, let's get to the game. Okay, Scotch here, water here. Let's put the bottle over here. Microphone over here. All right. No, we're going to have to move the water. Let's move the water. Take a sip of water. Gotta stay hydrated. Oh, gotta turn off my radio. Here we go. Whoops. There. Okay, back to where we left off. I don't even remember. Okay, so we're in Siren Alley. I need to figure out exactly where we were. Oh, I remember now. I remember now. We had just unlocked this door.
Ask yourself, Delta. You who have suffered beyond measure at the hands of men like Ryan. What is the cost of paradise? To end pain, to end sin. What must we pay? Eleanor is my answer.
Non-believers are not welcome. Goodness. Do I have a little...
Come on, Daddy. It's close.
I do. What is this? Spear gun? What about ammo? All right. I think I've been here before. There's the body.
Right here. See it glow? Baby angels shine. Adam shine.
Oh my gosh, it's so creepy.
Adam and me talking. Daddy's giving you Jordan party. Mad and you're sorry. Nobody my daddy.
What's in your belly?
Get me, Daddy.
Okay.
More for the bed.
Daddy! Oh, Daddy!
Always hiding.
Holy cow. Wow, that just about killed me. But I got all the atoms. Looks like that Big Daddy, he does have a little sister. Okay, so I need to bring this one back. Dawson says, hey, Oxhorn, my birthday's tomorrow. I'm turning 17. Well, congratulations, Dawson.
Sinclair, I don't care how you accomplish Lamb's removal from the public eye. Indeed, I'd rather cease contact with you altogether. But allow me to make this plain. I don't want to see Lamb on the streets again, peddling her Bolshevik fever dreams to my people. Bury her memory, Sinclair. Bury it, and salt the earth.
It's so good to hear from Andrew Ryan, even after the events of the last game. Anyway, happy birthday, Dawson. I'm glad you're spending some time with us today. Okay, let's find a way to put this little sister back. Nothing left in it. Ooh, smuggler's crate. Lots of spear ammo. Mini turret. Oh, I've got too many mini turrets? Oh, what a waste. Oh, look, mini turrets on this guy as well. I need some health. Here we go. Hi, what happened to Wolfenstein? We finished it, my friend.
Came back, huh? Gonna keep.
Rocket spear? Is that a new type of,
Oh, what if it's the only deal say? I do my
Reason I'm still around. Because I'm the fucking best. Think you got what it takes? Take the hit, you schlub.
Been waiting for
Oh, no, it's a big guy.
just you wait.
Oh, no.
I'm charging by the minute, you nuts.
Where'd he go?
Bullshit, you salvation.
Come on, big guy. Where'd you go?
It burns! It burns!
I've got a sliver of life left.
Fight fit!
Got him. Holy cow. I need to get some health. Yay, first aid kit.
Bienvenido al Amornito. Muchas gracias, señor.
All right, another first aid kit. You might want to stock up on supplies before going after whales, says Ethan H. Ox classic boss fight signs lots of ammo, buddy. Yeah, I know. It's coming up. Then Ethan says it'll be a tough fight. Also, you might want to start using that charge ability again. Yeah, that, Ooh, look, spear. Come on. Yeah, that charge ability is pretty great. Now, I could get another little sister, but you know what? I should probably wait. Okay, where does this go? This guy with the tip. Thank you, this guy. Ooh, that's locked. Wait, can I use electricity? Nope. All right, I'm going to loot up before this boss fight. What is this I found? Hey! Vending expert! Enjoy a special discount at all Rapture's vending machines. Sweet. Oh, looks like I need to unlock something. Reduces pricing, handyman, proud parent, hacker's delight, firestorm. I have been using a little bit. Let's replace short and alarms.
Activate! Killer instinct! I'm a winner!
Rapture. The keenest minds in the world, united under the ocean, yet somehow expected to subscribe to the same model of self-interest. Ryan could be staggeringly naive. As individuals, no matter how brilliant, each was a prisoner to his or her own ego, a sea of dreams in constant flux. But in Adam, their genes remain, ready to be tested against a moral vessel. Utopia cannot precede the utopian. It will exist the moment we are fit to occupy it.
And of course, now they've all respawned. Okay, let's do one more big round here. See if we're missing anything. This spot looks remarkably like that last one I was in. Okay, I'm gonna leave the Big Daddy alone for now. All right, there's the orphanage. I believe that's where we need to go. Let's try that again.
Mark will straighten this lamp with the fuck out. She'll see.
What was that? There we go. Looks like we got another one here.
The pair bond is a success. If somehow an Alpha Series wanders too far from his little sister, our physical failsafe kicks in, a chemical trigger that induces coma. It is a symbiotic relationship enforced by the girl's pheromone signature. The first successful candidate was Delta, I believe. It is unfortunate that poor Dr. Suchong will not be here to raise a glass.
What is this? Oh, this isn't even where I'm supposed to go. Well, let's check it out. Oh, and that one's still locked. Is this one locked? Yep, we got a floating corpse back there and some sort of loot.
And will be reborn as a single immaculate body.
I should really be using my spear gun because I keep finding this spear ammo. Rocket spears. All right. Michael Leach says, "Ya boy is back to watch some Spicer splicing or slicing." Ooh, wait, I got here.
What's up, bitches? I deserve respect. I can't see you anymore. Leave me with these.
That worked surprisingly well.
Here's a present for you.
I'm smarter than you.
We are never alone. Wait, I think I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? This is likely where we're going to have to go next.
You can't stand up to me.
All right, let's go back to the orphanage. And looks like I need to use some of these mini turrets. Okay, let's see. Gatherer's Garden. Let's purchase some gene upgrades. Gene tonic slot. Scout. Move through the world as an invisible plasma wielding scout. Interesting. Electrobolt 2. Winter Blast. Hypnotize insects. Telekinesis Booze Hound. What's that? Drinking alcohol restores a small amount of Eve rather than draining it. Hey. I like that. Oh, look at all of these. Holy cow. Eve Saver. Plasmids use less Eve. That's a must. Looks like I need to unlock another slot. And I only got 80 left. Booze Hound Armored Shell reduces all physical damage. Careful Hacker Drill Lurker quiets your footsteps and increases damage from melee attacks on unaware opponents, especially with the drill swing. Ooh. Electric Flash. You take no damage from electricity. You deal more damage with electrical attacks. Oh, look at all these great ones. Man. Security Evasion. They take longer to see me. Well, we need more Armored Shell.
Every man for
Hi.
himself these days. Dog eat dog. Man eat dog.
First aid. There we go. This guy's waiting for me. It's starting to creep me out. Buddy, just go away, please.
Get to my suit. I just had this bread. What the fuck?
And I can't go through here? Oh, did I have to wait for her to open the door? No, she was knocking on it. Okay, I think that's it. Let's go to the orphanage. let's go up there. There was a security camera up there that we missed. Let's go upstairs real quick.
Here comes the rum. This can't be right. This is for the common folk.
There we go. And we hacked it just in time. Woo! Oh, okay. Wow, what's down here? Ooh. Fire. Hello. Can I get that? Might as well hack this. Sold out. Hey, smugglers hideout. Oh, we got a safe to hack here. I love the way they did hacking. It's so much better than the pipes in the last one. Those pipes drove me crazy. Ow! Of course, I'm not so good at this either. 3, 4, 3, 2. Got it.
Lamb's followers are blinded by her promises. But it's clear that this religion she's cooked up is an elaborate front for some insane science experiment. She's twisting these girls into slaves, bringing Adam back to Lamb's science facility, Fontaine Futuristics. I've got to find it. I've heard the splicers mumbling that Alexander is the ferryman.
Alexander the Ferryman, eh? This guy's hanging out just waiting for me to kill him or something. Oh, wait a minute. I think I've been here. Hey, we've come full circle. All right, let's go to the orphanage. Boss fight. Hello. Wait, it's pointing me this way. Oh, no, I need to go to Temple of the Lamb. Oh, this was the way I was supposed to go. Looks like we'll be going to the orphanage later.
All that matters is accruing personal wealth. Now, then, anytime.
I'm finding all these first aid kits after I bought a whole bunch of them. Yep, and another one. Okay, this comes down. Looks like we got a bot control down there. Hello.
More Bennies. What is it?
Andrew Ryan left us wandering, confused, and alone amongst yesterday's wreckage. But Sophia Lamb shows us that we are not alone. We are together as a family.
So when you see a man brought to his knees, recognize that he is your brother and pull him up. Sophia Lamb teaches us what is in common is good. What is irreducible is right. She guides us all to the indivisible along a river of Adam. Rapture's daughter, Eleanor, shall be our vessel. In her, we shall be reborn.
Brent says, got some medical issues. Could use some help. Could use some ox love right now. Well, Brent, I'm so sorry to hear that. But yeah, man, you got the ox love and you got the chat love. We're all rooting for you, my friend. Why is the arrow pointing me that way? Okay, this arrow is starting to annoy me. Hello. Door control. Okay. Can I control that with telekinesis? Nope, I'm not skilled enough.
But the beast is upon us, children. It wears a hide of iron, and its hands are death and change. It would seize the child from us, and with her, paradise itself. Be ye soldier of the ground, or angel of the sky, ye must stand fast and send it howling back to hell.
Oh, hack tool? Oh, the remote hack tool? Okay. Let's try that. Because I want those goodies. Hey! Look at that! The Easy Life says, I'm getting married next year and my fiance and I have shared profound love of gaming. Your Fallout videos are so much fun for us to watch and I can't wait for the lore videos the most. Much love. Thank you, The Easy Life. Well, I'm so glad that you guys can come together with my videos. It just really, really makes me happy.
Until Adam, the human animal was a slave to the gene, the inner tyrant. Lust, greed, rage, self-obsession was etched into our DNA. We were not pulling the great chain of progress, as Ryan believed, but shackled to it. But now, in theory, we can redraft the human blueprint. Serving the common interest can become as natural as breathing. The tyrant will simply go extinct.
More propaganda from Miss Lamb. All right, let's get that harpoon gun out. I think we're going to be needing that. Okay, incinerate, check. Harpoon gun, check. Open the secret door, check. Should probably do a hard save now, huh? Let's save. New save.
All right, Doctor. I'm here. But don't think wearing this butterfly means I'm happy.
Grace, I know you all too well. Want of child defines you. But biological loyalty turns us against the rest of the world, whom we ought to love in equal measure. Your poverty is testament to that, but your voice inspires the people. I am asking you to join a much larger family. Though your body failed you, you shall live on in us.
Though her body failed her? What does she mean by that? Hey, weapon upgrade station. Spear gun zoom increase. Additional scope provides increased zoom, allowing you to aim with pinpoint accuracy. Oh, cool. I didn't even know we had a scope. Spear gun damage increase. Drill, rivet gun, machine gun. Let's do the zoom increase. Okay, how do I zoom in with the gun? That's it? Oh, equipment 1. Toggle zoom. T. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Sweet. Looks like I've got too much money. I need to go buy stuff. I know I'm putting it off, but let's go buy stuff. Might as well spend money to stock up.
Welcome to the circus of value. No refunds, no returns. Welcome to the circus of value.
Man, first aid kits all over the place here. Is there another machine? Let me see if I can find another machine. Because I've got too much money. I'm at my money cap. Nah, let's just keep going. I'll probably find something in there. Oh, a safe that I didn't even notice. Glad I came back. Oh, 2 for... Oh, look at that. 98 bucks. And that brings me back to my cap. Sebastian says, hey, Ox, I raise my glass of Christian Brothers brandy to you and your success. Cheers. All right, I can drink to that. Cheers, my friend. Bye.
never
But
belong
we're
here.
not done yet.
I'll get you, you fucking zero! My portfolio! Shit! Strike! Make it last long! Next time, I won't be so
Nana, here's an article of our fate.
Are you fucking serious? I'll show you who's in charge. You're in for it. It burns. It burns. It burns. The end for you.
Oh! Got him. Oh, man. Ah!
I am.
What is going on?
Idiot. Hide a pie or hide down. No talent.
One more. Ooh.
Pump control ought to be in the back. One thing though, once you transfer the suction to Dionysus Park, we've got a tiny window of opportunity to get you inside. I don't have much air left, but I'll hang in there. You make sure you're ready before you throw that switch.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, let's loot up. Holy cow. I used all my health packs. Thankfully, there are a ton behind me that I passed by. Woo! The Easy Life says, you're a fan of role-playing, right? So are you a D&D player by chance, or do you normally stick to video games? I normally stick to video games. I played some D&D back in the day. You know, fond memories of my childhood. I always angered the DMs that I played with, though, because I know. Part of the fun was finding ridiculous situations, finding ridiculous ways to subvert the DM so that I was doing something that they didn't want me to do. So I wasn't invited back to a lot of them. All right, here we go.
We believe in the daughter of the Lamb, hallowed Savior and anointed vessel, whose blood with our blood, sin with our sin, mind with our minds, life with our life, lifts us up from the depths, transcends base temptation, and delivers us all from ego. We commend ourselves to the new and unknown, born by our common strength and guided by the Lamb.
Ethan says, okay, that wasn't as hard as I remember it being. That was the boss battle. Well, maybe you were playing on a harder difficulty. Let's see, what difficulty am I playing on? Gameplay options. I'm playing on medium, so maybe you were playing on hard. That's why you remember it being more difficult than it was for me. Wow, I didn't use my shotgun or my machine gun at all in that. I sure went through my spear ammo, though. All right, hard save. You have not rescued or harvested all the little sisters in this level. You need Adam from them to become more powerful. It'll be very difficult to survive without them. Oh, okay. Okay, gotta go fight a doggone thingamabobber. All right. I hate fighting the big daddies. I hate it. Hey, here we go. And we missed that orphanage too, didn't we?
Welcome to the circus of no refund, no return.
All right, see if there's any money that we can now loot now that we're all stocked up. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's go check out the orphanage, which we missed. And let's go get that last big daddy. The Easy Life says, our love of Fallout is so high that we named our new dog Dance after Paladin Dance. That's a nice name. I wonder what Dance would think about that. He seems to me like the guy who'd love a good dog. Good old Dance. Oh man, and there I went and bought more. Oh, right on. Oh. Well, let's stock up here. And those are all extras, huh? That's the one that I can't go through. That one I can't go through. I can go through here. Okay, this is gonna be so hard. Let me put down a bunch of... Oh! Oh, look at that! And I didn't die once! Actually, I should probably have left those for the upcoming attack. Yeah, let's put those back. Okay, let's switch to my shotgun. Let's do it.
She's gonna cure me! Oh, well, lucky to use it all. God damn it!
Oh yeah, look at that.
She's got a little... She's gonna cure me!
Oh no.
Right, big talk. Come back! It'll be okay!
Oh! No! No, 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 no. Don't, no! Oh, why? Oh, I killed the big daddy and I just picked up the little sister. Okay, let's try this again. Please, I hope there was an autosave right after that. No! Adam Jr. with a tip. Thank you, Adam. Nicole Young says, Lol, Ox, do you need to put down all those mines? I'm not risking anything. I have a surplus of ammunition and money. I'm going to use it. No. Oh, no. Come on. Well, at least I don't have to defeat the big boss again, but daggone it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay.
Faster, Mr. B. Don't make me carry you. No! Mr. B! You rescued me, Sir Bubbles.
Okay.
Are we...
I can only have 4 out at a time? Yeah, it destroys the other one. Oh, what a bummer. Well, that was a waste. Okay. Let's do a hard save.
This one has Adam. You want to saw the sleeping angels? I do, I do.
Got 4 turrets and a bunch of things.
Show your face! She's gonna cure me! I'm seeing things!
You calling me crook?
Daddy, are you taking me home too?
Okay. We did it. Looks like we need to find one more corpse.
She's gonna cure me! I don't see
Make her
you!
stop looking at me!
Daughter does!
Here's an article of our fate, bastard!
Okay. We're okay.
Come on, Daddy. It's close.
Where is it? Okay, here it is. So, do I have any more traps? Probably not. But I got a shotgun. No more mini turrets. I do have some trap rivets. Okay. All right, shotgun. Here we go.
Here's the angel. Sleepy angel, shine. Adam, shine.
Did he seriously get a toy car from Fallout?
So weird.
I did.
One more for the Get over here!
Send your dog
Get
home.
over here!
We're not done yet. Not again! Fire! The fire! No! Maker, stop looking at me! Almost ready.
This machine gun turret is amazing.
Going to your house! I mean, either way, you'll feel that! Hey, we were just getting started! Don't go!
This angel's all done now.
Come back, please!
I'm telling the other girls that
Happy birthday! Baby!
Happy birthday yourself, buddy.
Oh.
Okay, and I need to go to that orphanage. That's right. Looks like I'm capped out on money. So let's hack. Oh, we already hacked this one.
Welcome to the circus of doubt. No refund, no return.
Oh, there we go. We can put her back now. Save, everyone reminds me. Good idea. Big Tank Shank says, Ox, you brandish shotguns like King Arthur and Excalibur. Uh-oh, I'm hearing a big sister.
Came back! Go ahead!
Holy cow! Holy cow! What the heck? 40 at him. Oh my God. Those big sisters, man. Oh, and my machine gun turret is done. Golly.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Wait, there was more buck on the ground, wasn't there?
Welcome to the circus of value.
Okay. Oh, man. Another Big Daddy, but I don't have to worry about him. Because I'm all done with the little sisters. Don't mind me. Okay, that's where I came from. Let's go ahead. What the heck? Okay. 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 Now, where were we? Where'd you go, you weird little thing? Maybe I should use my drill, huh? No, there's buck here. Let's use my shotgun. What? Creepy. Oh, an orphanage. No, no, no. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Hello. I like this.
I'm all alone here, Mr. Diary. You're my whispering friend. A doctor keeps coming to see me. He says Rapture needs me, and tomorrow I'll be leaving with him. I ask why, and he just smiles. I'm not an orphan. Mum's alive somewhere, and Aunt Gracie is still probably looking for me. But I can't wait for them. I'm going to escape and find Amir, and we'll steal a submarine. Before it's tomorrow, I'll know what sunshine feels like.
Hey.
More aggressive treatment? Now!
Hey. Is that a teddy bear looking at me? Oh, that's a teddy bear looking at me. Oh, dear. Can't get it though. It's gonna drop down on me, isn't it? Ah! Hey! What's this? The lights are out. Oh, the lights are out. And I can't go up. And the sky is freaking me out. There's the teddy bear. Oh, there's the teddy bear. Did I get it?
Present. Oh, just you right.
Oh, Brute Splicer, research upgrade. Can't go back for that buck, can I? No. Wait, I wonder if I could pull it to me. Nope. Looks like we gotta go down.
Be better. Not this.
Oh boy. Doggone splicers. I think that does it.
Yeah. What am I gonna say? No.
Welcome to the circus of Mario.
Was there anything in here that I left behind? Yep. Some money. More money. Sweet. I'm getting my buckshot back. Okay. Okay. Hard save. $47. I'm already stocked up. Ah. Oh. Oh, that's a creepy corpse. That was a creepy corpse. All right, let's buy some stuff. Desecrated corpse for $1. I like it. Keep it up, says Jason.
Welcome to the circus of...
All right, stock me up. There we go. Looking good. All right, let's go. Hard save. Well, they're giving me a bunch of stuff again.
Do you think me a tyrant, Delta? Vying for control of a dead man's dream? The city is nothing. Rapture must die so that Eleanor may rise from its body. Allow me to demonstrate.
Uh-oh.
Lamb's overloading the pumps. The place is coming down. Get to Dionysus Park.
Running! Run away! Keep running! Okay. Okay. Oh, it's flooding. Sound effects aren't working.
Subject Delta, I want you to commit this moment to memory for me. This howling, brutish slog through the dark. This is who we are.
Okay.
Get out of there, kid!
Working on it, but there's no sprint in this game. Oh, it's dark. Oh, it's very dark. Oh no! Whoa! And we're underwater, but thankfully I'm in a suit.
Look, Delta. It is the world for which you strive.
Oh!
You, alone among the dead.
Yeah. Oh, goodbye, Siren Alley. Where are we going now? Hello. Oh, great. Another big sister. Whew, we did it.
Dionysus Park was owned by Sophia Lamb, Chief. Sort of a private retreat for her social experiments. One night it flooded, killing all her guests. Papers said it was cult-related. Come on up to the train station. Let's rendezvous.
Okay. And that, I think, sounds like as good enough a spot to end the broadcast as we are going to get. Dionysus Park. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, I'm going to leave you for another week. I'm going to save right here. We'll come back and pick up where we left off next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel here on my channel. 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. But never fear, I've got a brand new live stream ready for you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time for The Sinking City Part 3, which is fitting. We have a lot of water-themed games we're going through right now. But yeah, so if you want to see me again tomorrow morning, tune in to that broadcast. Then, for the weekend, I've got a Fallout 2 video on Golgotha, which is going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that. Then Sunday, I might maybe have a Fallout 76 video for you if I get enough work done. No promises, but fingers crossed I get it done. Thank you for joining me this week. I had an absolute blast. It was so great to see so many of you on the broadcast today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night and a fantastic weekend. See you tomorrow morning bright and early, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye now.